Hey Raiders fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. There's a strange buzz floating around the league right now. The kind of buzz that starts quietly in locker rooms and slowly creeps into podcasts, late-night lives, and whispered conversations among insiders. And the name at the center of it all is Sauce Gardner. People are starting to talk like something big is brewing, like the Raiders might be cooking up a defensive transformation that no one saw coming. Sauce Gardner, known for his confidence, his swagger, and that calm smile he wears when lining up against elite receivers, is suddenly being mentioned as the next face of a Raiders defense that has been starving for an identity. Even though his professional journey has already taken him through different colors and systems, the rumor is that Las Vegas sees him as the missing piece, the kind of cornerback who doesn't just cover receivers, but changes how opposing quarterbacks think. This is the kind of player that makes coordinators redesign game plans, and fans are imagining him wearing silver and black like it was destiny all along. Nobody is confirming anything. Nobody is denying it. And that silence only makes the speculation louder, because when teams stop talking, something is usually happening behind the scenes. When you look at Sauce Gardner's path, it almost feels scripted for this kind of moment. Coming out of college, where he built his reputation with the Cincinnati Bearcats, he wasn't just another talented defensive back, he was a statement. He played with a chip on his shoulder, like he knew he was destined for bigger stages and brighter lights. Being selected 4th overall in the draft by the New York Jets was supposed to be the beginning of a long chapter, and for a while it was. Then came the move that placed him with the Indianapolis Colts, a team that valued discipline and structure, and there he continued to sharpen his craft. But now people around the league are whispering that Sauce might be ready for a new challenge, something louder, something bolder, something that fits his personality. The Raiders have always been about attitude, about edge, about players who thrive under pressure and embrace chaos. Fans are connecting dots that may or may not exist, but the idea of Gardner locking down one side of the field in Las Vegas feels almost too perfect to ignore. What really fuels this rumor is how desperately the Raiders need a defensive cornerstone. For years, the conversation around the team has leaned heavily on offense, quarterbacks, weapons, and flashy plays, while the defense struggled to command the same respect. Sauce Gardner represents more than talent. He represents credibility. When he steps onto the field, receivers know they are in for a long day, and quarterbacks hesitate just a fraction longer, which in this league can mean everything. The speculation says that Raiders executives are tired of patchwork solutions and short-term fixes, and they want a defender who can anchor the secondary for years. Gardner's confidence, his ability to play tight coverage without fear, and his knack for making receivers disappear align perfectly with that vision. Even if no official move has been announced, the energy around this idea keeps growing, like a snowball rolling downhill, picking up momentum with every mention on social media and every offhand comment from former players who know how these things start. Another layer to this rumor is Sauce Gardner's own personality. He has never been shy, never been quiet, and never tried to blend into the background. Las Vegas, as a city and as a franchise, thrives on stars who understand the spotlight and don't run from it. People close to the situation claim that Gardner would welcome the challenge, that he sees himself not just as a shutdown corner, but as a leader who sets the tone for an entire defense. Imagine him talking at the line, waving off passes, energizing the crowd, and feeding off that chaotic Raiders energy. This isn't just about scheme or contracts. It's about fit. And in the world of professional football, fit can be the difference between a good player and a legend. The Raiders fan base is already dreaming, already visualizing interceptions, past breakups, and that signature Sauce swagger becoming a weekly highlight. Of course, none of this exists in a vacuum. Moving a player like Sauce Gardner would require bold decisions, financial gymnastics, and a willingness to shake things up. That's exactly why the rumor feels believable. The Raiders have never been a franchise afraid of making waves. From blockbuster trades to controversial signings, they have always embraced the dramatic route. Insiders suggest that discussions like these start as casual conversations, ideas thrown around in offices late at night, and then slowly evolve into something real. Sauce Gardner's name coming up in those rooms makes sense if the Raiders are serious about redefining who they are on defense. The idea isn't just to improve, but to intimidate, to send a message that throwing the ball against them is no longer comfortable. Gardner embodies that message, and even the possibility of his arrival is already changing how people talk about the Raiders. As this speculation continues to grow, fans are left reading between the lines, dissecting interviews, and analyzing every subtle hint. A social media post here, a vague comment there, and suddenly the story takes on a life of its own. Sauce Gardner becoming the new defensive star of the Raiders feels like one of those rumors that refuses to die because it scratches a collective itch. It represents hope, excitement, and the promise of a defense that can finally match the intensity of the franchise's history. Whether this move ever materializes or not, the fact that people can even imagine it speaks volumes about Gardner's reputation and the hunger surrounding the Raiders. For now, it lives in that gray area between fantasy and reality, where the best football stories are born. As the rumor continues to swirl, the conversation naturally shifts from whether it could happen to what it would actually look like if Sauce Gardner truly became the face of the Raiders' defense. This is where imagination takes over, and fans start painting vivid pictures of how the secondary would transform overnight. Gardner isn't the type of corner who needs safety help on every snap, and that alone would free up the entire defensive scheme. Coordinators could get more aggressive, send more pressure, disguise coverages, and trust that one side of the field is essentially locked down. That kind of confidence is priceless in this league. People around the team are speculating that adding a player like Sauce would instantly elevate everyone else, from the safeties to the pass rushers, because great corners make average defenders look better and good defenders look elite. The Raiders haven't had that kind of luxury in a long time, and the hunger for it is obvious in the way this rumor refuses to fade. There's also the narrative element that makes this story so compelling. Sauce Gardner didn't come from a traditional powerhouse background, and that underdog mentality has followed him at every level. The Raiders, a franchise built on rebellion and defiance, have always connected with players who carry that edge. The speculation suggests that this shared identity is part of what makes the idea feel right. Gardner's journey through different teams has given him perspective, toughness, and adaptability, qualities that resonate deeply with the Raiders' ethos. Fans are already imagining his introductory press conference, the confidence in his voice, the way he would talk about embracing expectations rather than running from them. Even though nothing is official, the emotional connection is forming, and once that happens, rumors take on a power of their own. Another angle fueling the chatter is how the league itself might react. Bringing in a cornerback of Sauce Gardner's caliber would not go unnoticed by opponents. Quarterbacks would circle Raiders matchups with a bit more caution, and offensive coordinators would spend sleepless nights trying to scheme around him. That respect is something the Raiders' defense has been chasing for years. The idea is not just to stop plays, but to dictate terms, to force offenses to adjust to you instead of the other way around. Sauce Gardner has shown throughout his career that he thrives in those moments, when the challenge is biggest and the expectations are highest. This is why so many analysts, even while calling a rumor, admit that it makes football sense. Financially and strategically, the speculation dives even deeper. Some believe that the Raiders are positioning themselves for a move like this, clearing space, restructuring deals, and keeping their options open. These are the kinds of subtle signals that fans and insiders love to overanalyze, and in this case, they're doing exactly that. Every roster move, every contract adjustment is being viewed through the lens of one question. Could this be preparing the ground for Sauce Gardner? Whether that's fair or not, it shows how powerful the idea has become. In the modern NFL, perception often precedes reality, and this perception is gaining traction by the day. Beyond the X's and O's, there's the entertainment factor, which matters more than people like to admit. The Raiders are a brand, a spectacle, and Sauce Gardner fits that world perfectly. His nickname alone sounds like it was made for highlight reels and viral moments. Imagine commentators leaning into it, fans chanting it, and opponents hearing it echo through the stadium. This isn't just about football production, it's about cultural impact. The Raiders have always understood that stars sell hope, jerseys, and belief, and Gardner has that star quality in abundance. That's why the rumor resonates far beyond hardcore analysts and into the broader fan community. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. As the speculation continues to evolve, one thing becomes clear. Sauce Gardner has reached a level in his career where his name alone can spark this kind of conversation. Whether he remains where he is or eventually finds himself in silver and black, the fact that the Raiders are even linked to him in rumors speaks volumes about their ambition and his stature. For now, this story lives in the shadows, fueled by whispers, imagination, and the endless hunger for the next big move. And sometimes, in football, those whispers are the first sign that something unforgettable is about to happen. In addition to influencing organizational strategies, Barkley's statement has sparked debate about the role of media and public discourse in shaping player decisions. By speaking openly about his reasoning, the running back has demonstrated the power of narrative in professional sports, revealing that strategic communication can amplify influence beyond the locker room. Rumors suggest that agents and advisors are studying Barkley's approach closely, considering whether public commentary on team instability might become a tool to strengthen leverage in negotiations without crossing lines of professionalism. Fans have embraced the drama, generating speculative content, memes, and social media campaigns that dissect every possible implication of his remarks. Some experts argue that this could mark a turning point in the balance of power between players and franchises, signaling that transparency, strategic commentary, and public perception are now integral components of contract discussions. Barkley's commentary has ignited a dialogue about how athletes manage their careers, brand, and relationships with management, establishing him not only as a dominant force on the field, but also as a catalyst for broader change in the league's culture. Finally, as the speculation reaches its peak, the central question remains: where will Saquon Barkley play next, and how will his decision reshape the NFL landscape? With the Raiders reportedly sidelined in his considerations, attention now turns to franchises capable of combining competitive ambition, financial commitment, and organizational stability. Rumors indicate that Barkley's evaluation process is ongoing, methodical, and deeply strategic, with every potential team scrutinized for alignment with his personal and professional priorities. The drama surrounding his comments has created a narrative that transcends the sport itself, captivating fans, analysts, and executives alike, while redefining expectations for player decision-making and franchise accountability. As free agency unfolds, Barkley's transparency, strategic insight, and outspoken critique of organizational instability may well become a blueprint for future superstar negotiations, signaling a new era in which elite athletes are empowered not only to seek fair compensation, but also to demand environments where they can thrive, succeed, and cement their legacies. The NFL world watches with bated breath, knowing that every subsequent move will be dissected, analyzed, and speculated upon, as Saquon Barkley's choices continue to reverberate throughout the league, shaping conversations, expectations, and the future of professional football itself. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.